Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Michaela and I make lifestyle and adult coloring videos here on this channel, and today's video is going to be a Netflix recommendations video. So basically I'm just giving you my top 10 shows that are currently on Netflix as of at least when this video is going live. This could change, but I am just giving you my top 10 favorite shows that are available on Netflix. Kind of ranges everywhere from reality TV to comedies to dramas, things like that. So let's just get right into today's video. So I have all of the shows currently as a list on my phone, and the first recommendation I have is Love is Blind. This is such a good TV show. Basically, all of the contestants, I guess you can say, are in these little pods and they can only talk to each other and they can't see each other. So as the name would suggest, Love is Blind. So basically they talk, they kind of go from pod to pod talking to different potential significant others, and eventually if they click with someone they can say they want to marry them. And then it's kind of showing the reunion of the people that are finally meeting in person for the first time. It's super duper good. I just love the couples from the first season. So I think it's a really good show. And I also think season 2 is coming out on Netflix sometime this year, I want to say. I believe it's a Netflix original show, which is super neat, so it'll probably never disappear from Netflix. So that is probably one of my favorite reality shows that are on Netflix. I just want to add that this is in no particular order. I kind of just listed them on my phone, so that's that. But the second recommendation I have is Glee. Okay, I know Glee is trash. Let's be honest here, Glee is trash, but it's also amazing. If you have never seen Glee before, it's amazing. Basically, it is just about this high school and students at this high school, and they form a Glee club, and it's so much drama and weirdness, and I don't even know like how to explain Glee, but if you guys are on the Glee side of TikTok, you already know Mr. Shu. He's a character, but basically it just follows Rachel Berry, who is like the star, I guess you could say, of the Glee Club, and she is bullied a lot, but it kind of just shows her life as well as everyone else in the Glee Club. I'm just picking on Rachel because she is, I believe, like the main person in the show, but it's a lot of singing, a lot of covers of songs. It's just, if you like music and drama and like comedy, it's a pretty good show. It's kind of cheesy, it's kind of trashy, it's really good though, so I would recommend Glee. So the next show I have on my list is Atypical. Basically, this show just follows a boy who I believe is in high school. It's been a while since I've watched the show. I believe he's in high school, and as the title would suggest, he is atypical, and it kind of just follows his life, and he has an overprotective mother. The storyline also follows his sister a little bit and kind of like her high school life too, but it's mostly about this boy named Sam and how he kind of goes through high school being atypical. It's a super duper good show. I haven't watched it in a while, like I said, but it's super good. Would recommend. The next show I have is such a good show. It's called Episodes. So basically it is about Matt LeBlanc, who plays Matt LeBlanc in the show. Like, he plays himself, and it's about him and this new TV show, and then there are these two directors and the show's about them, and just like, I guess just all about Matt LeBlanc and these two directors and them trying to come up with this new TV show. It is so funny. If you guys liked Friends or you just like Matt LeBlanc in general, he is so funny in this show. Like, the first episode will have you dying. Like, I started watching this show with by myself. I started watching the show by myself, and then I watched the first episode and I was dying. It was so funny. And I was sitting with my parents in the room and they were like, "What show is that?" And I'm like, "It's Episodes. Do you guys want to watch it with me?" And so I rewatched the first episode with them and laughed just as hard the second time. So if you want a really good comedy, Episodes is your best friend, especially if you like Matt LeBlanc. Next, we have one of my all-time favorite shows, and that is Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls just follows a mom and her daughter, Lorelai and Rory. Rory's real name is actually Lorelai, fun fact. She named her after herself, which is kind of funny. But it basically just follows their adventures in a small town and just kind of their life, and they haven't been connected with their grandparents in a while. So Rory's grandparents, Lorelai's parents, they haven't been connected with them in a while, and Lorelai is seeking out money to basically send Rory to a really prestigious high school. So it's about the beginning of a relationship, I guess, with the grandparents and Lorelai and Rory's life, and it's just super good if you're into like a family heartwarming kind of show. I feel like you'd really like that one. It's super good. Now we have another one of my favorites, although I don't know why I keep saying that because literally all these shows are my favorites, otherwise why would I be talking about them? But that is Young and Hungry. Basically the show is about a chef played by Emily Osment, so if you guys know her from Hannah Montana. Basically she's a chef and she's looking for a job. Basically the chef's name is Gabby and she wants to work for this very rich man named Josh, and basically things don't really go as planned, and it's just a comedy. It's really funny. I'm so bad at explaining shows, but I hope I'm doing an okay job, at least with some of them. But yeah, basically things don't go the way they plan, and it's basically just kind of a whole storyline with Gabby and Josh and her chef life at their penthouse. Next we have probably my all-time favorite Netflix show, and that is Fuller House. If you guys have been around my channel for any length of time, you guys know that I have rewatched the show I think 5 times, and I'm strongly considering watching it again. It's just my comfort show, but if you guys have ever watched Full House, that was like an 80s to 90s TV show, I believe. So good. But basically this newer what's the word I'm looking for? They brought the TV show back. I can't think of the correct terminology for that. But basically this series follows DJ, Stephanie, and Kimmy as adults. And basically DJ has 3 kids. And unfortunately DJ's husband passes away. It's very similar to Full House in that sense. And Stephanie and Kimmy offer to help. Kimmy has a daughter, and it's basically just all their shenanigans and how they kind of deal with these problems that they run across throughout the series. It is super duper good if you are looking for a TV show that will make you cry and laugh and be sad and be happy. Oh my god, Fuller House will like be your best friend, and especially if you watched Full House as a kid or even as an adult, Fuller House is just a fantastic spin-off. Spin-off was the word I was looking for, a spin-off. Fuller House is just a fantastic show. I always recommend it to people. I don't think you can go wrong watching it. Next we have another reality TV show, which is The Circle. I have actually only watched season 2, but the finale was just posted. I can't think of the word, that's not the right word. It was just released yesterday. I'm filming this video on May, what is it, 8th? Oh my god, it's May 6th. It's not May 8th, it's May 6th. This video is going up May 8th. Anyways, I love The Circle. I don't really feel the need to watch the first season, but basically you have a few contestants and they all are staying in different apartment rooms, and basically you can chat either as yourself or a catfish, and you basically are trying to gain popularity. You want people to rank you high, and at the end of each episode, or every couple of episodes, they do a big ranking of everybody. Each person has to rank other players, and the person with the lowest rankings are potentially gonna go home, and the people with higher rankings are considered influencers. And basically the influencers work together to vote off someone on the bottom of the ranking. It's super duper good. It's also very juicy. A lot of shit goes down in the show, but I would recommend it if you're into reality TV shows, especially ones where they vote people off. Yeah, so that is The Circle. Next we have Ginny and Georgia. So I believe the show recently came onto Netflix. There's only 1 season, and I believe they are going to be renewed for a second. But basically it is a show about a mother, and she brings her 2 kids to a new city, and they're trying to build their life there, but the mom has a past, and basically the show kind of gives flashbacks to the mom's past, and it's super interesting to kind of see how this family kind of ends up where they are today. It's just really, really interesting, and it's kind of scandalous, and it's also kind of comedic, and it's also kind of romantic. Kind of has everything in it, so if you're into those things, you'll probably like the show. Last but certainly not least, we have Survivor. So there are only 2 seasons, I believe, of Survivor up on Netflix, but I firmly believe that it's some of their best seasons on Netflix. If you have never seen Survivor, basically it is a competition show where, reality TV show, where contestants are basically brought out to Fiji. I know in the past they have done different locations, but this is in, I believe both of the episodes are filmed in Fiji, I could be wrong, but it's basically like a remote island in the middle of Fiji, and they basically have to fend for themselves and survive. And basically every couple of days they vote somebody off, and there are different competitions in the game to win immunity so you don't get voted off, and it's just really interesting. I would kind of compare it to The Circle, but obviously a lot more intense than The Circle. Like, you're not starving yourself and low-key dying in The Circle. In Survivor you kind of are, but Survivor is super duper interesting and it's super good, so I would recommend that. And that is it for all of my Netflix recommendations. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys!